Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Working Title Sports Show, aka the Sha'Carri Richardson Stan episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
You know what?
You know what? I
It's all
say for
jokes,
that
but
one.
also at the same time, I'm serious though. At the same time, so you know.
I think something. I think something. It's stupid. It makes me think like, will FloJo would do the crap? Like, no. Here's the thing. I agree with my boy Tank. We need to stop focusing on Bama's like that, man. Who purposely go out their way and just start throwing tomatoes at the first black woman that showed a little bit of strength. You know what I mean?
There's something to be
How
said.
dare she stands up? She knows how to play a sport.
There's something to be said to be on a wrestling team with a girl that's on the wrestling team, and it felt like Little Giants, where it's like a girl on the wrestling team, she's gonna do it, and to really be on the ground floor and see that shit, I was just like, all right, she's wrestling like 130. She's actually really good. I didn't really think much of it, but like thinking back on it stuff, it really was on like some movie shit where it's like a girl wrestles. What?
I mean, like when I was a kid, girls were just starting to play football. And I always say, man, it's on your community. It doesn't.
Black
like
community. That was a normal thing to me, at least. It feels.
I never seen a girl. I seen a couple girls always play football.
Yeah.
But I think that became a thing when we were around our time. Like that seemed like an early '90s thing. You know what I mean? For girls to start doing that. But basketball was always different to me because I think girls who always wanted to be on the basketball court was already there. And the one thing I always say, it gets underplayed. Like female track stars are amazing, man. All of them, man. So a lot of these girls in high school are amazing, man. A lot of these girls in college are amazing. And that's why we got these freaking Mazda Miatas racing each other every freaking 4 years.
Let me tell you something about women. Well, start with black women in particular. We both in PG County. We seen the fucking track scene in PG County. None but black women and stuff of varying degrees. So seeing Sha'Carri Richardson and it's like she has these long nails. I'm like, I've seen it in high school. That's like a normal thing. Like
that's what they get me. Like I always laugh when people are shocked about. Oh, she's like, why does she have to be different? Like, here's the thing that always get me. You have to stand out in sports. Even in sports, you have to stand out in the
personality and all
that. Personality. Even if you didn't notice her fingernails or makeup or whatever, you're going to notice something about her. Yeah, like it does suck if you get somebody that's just that's Mary Johnson. You know what I'm saying? That sucks if you just get a regular ass girl. My name is Kia Winters. Kia Winters. Okay, kid, nothing else about her. Like, look, here's the thing. Simone Biles had to jump an extra 50 feet for us to know who the hell she is.
First off, sir, Simone Biles is trained to be Batman because holy shit, that chick is just, I swear, it's like she's a cheat code and everybody's playing for second.
I mean, like how big of a flex is that she's going around the country right now with her own traveling circus of bitches that can do a whole lot of flips and shit.
It's like she's Batman, Batman, the Bat Family. Let's go.
And no bull crap. I noticed some of the girls that was on there. One of the girls that was on there was that one girl. God, I hate to say that objectifying her, but that one thick girl that was in our college that was like shaking her hips and I was doing the rhythmic gymnastics and all the rest of that crap. And it looked real good. She bounced that ball. She did like 80 backflips and like caught it with a pinky toe or some shit like that. Black girl shit. like I saw her on there and I saw the other girl that was on, like, I don't think she was on the team that made it at the last Olympics, but she looked familiar.
Made it this year though.
She looked familiar. Like it was the other black girl that's on the team. She looks familiar. But I saw that. I was like, so Simone is gonna go all around the country.
You would be part of the Avenger initiative.
Exactly. Imagine if you will, Hawkeye became a celebrity and just decided to do the Hawkeye experience. Well, he'll do a bunch of stuff do a bunch of arrow shit, do a bunch of gymnastics, like zip lining around the stadium and stuff like that. That's kind of what's going on right now.
But Sha'Carri, though, what's great about it is like, I thought what was funny about, because she qualified, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen this shit happen even at my school, right? That one chick that is just Usain Bolting everybody, right? What was funny about that 200 meter, she literally when she midway through the run, when she literally just started running ahead of everybody, when she pointed before she hit the finish line, and 10 seconds, and I was like, "Yep, that's how we do this shit."
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. And I need people to understand this. There is something about arrogance that's going to get you shot, and she needs to stop doing that shit. So this ain't like
Only reason why Nancy Kerrigan in her head.
The reason why I say that is because real talk, chick, you don't got the goal yet. Number two, this ain't a situation where it's like Noah Lyles, who already like already passed Usain Bolt's time. It's like, wow, I ain't go to the Olympics yet either. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm about to crush it. It ain't that type of situation. It's like real talk. You're the best. You're the best in the country right now. Chill, okay? You got to get that gold. You got to get the medal first, baby. Like once you get that gold, we're gonna put you on every. Okay, I'm going to hell for this. We're gonna put you on every Just for Me hair care kit.
On top of Wheaties, we got to put you on everything.
They gotta put her on. I don't know what black things, Sylvia's greens. I don't care, nigga. They gotta put her on something. Yeah,
she get like a cardboard stand out at like Sally's beauty store.
Here's the thing to get me. The hate that she's getting from black people always get me because it ain't just black men; it's black women too. And I get it if you are a black woman and you think she ugly.
It's to a certain age.
Okay,
though.
fine.
It's an age thing.
It's an age thing
because I think it's a lot of people that know nothing. It's mainly men that knew jack shit about FloJo, right? And FloJo was like. People if it's like these same dudes will fucking lose their shit at FloJo flexing on motherfuckers. They will lose their goddamn mind.
Okay, shout out to every old nigga that said FloJo had the big old ass. No, she didn't.
Nice athletic ass, but it wasn't big.
Athletic.
Big hold on, D. Big for 1990s.
I guess hips wise, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. The point is. Shout out to all the old niggas acting like she had a donkey. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's built like a Mustang. What are you talking? No, not the car, the actual Mustang. Do you see her legs? Good Lord, FloJo look like she can tiger knee somebody to death.
I don't know. Dominique Dawes could probably do that though.
Dominique Dawes could, man. But Dominique Dawes always like Batgirl me. Like she had Batgirl powers. Like she'll jump from a tall building and like land safely without making a sound type of thing.
It's like silently kill you. It's like, whoa.
You just hear the wind. Like the security guard won't hear it, but for the sake of the show, you're.
Yep. Yeah, it's like FloJo and I think it was Gina. I forgot the other chick. But
I hate the fact that we have seen many in that same line of wearing like heavy makeup, wearing your nails out. We have seen quite a few of them come in. She's part of tradition.
I think the logic.
She's part of a tradition, if you ask me.
I think the logic, and again, it's one of those things that if you don't pay attention. I think people think that women, for some reason, when they play sports, they somehow dress down to a degree. And I'm like, it really depends on the sport because, like, if you're talking like something like wrestling, the girl that was on our squad, she wasn't wearing makeup because, I mean, obviously you're sweating your ass off.
But
fuck no, that's not going to happen. Basketball, you're not really wearing much.
Not much. No. If you are, I don't know what it is. Maybe
now track and field, I can see
like
that
lashes or some shit.
Yeah, but track and field, it's light makeup. Because you're only doing 200 meters. Done. Like what
girls
else
who get their nails done like that? Okay, they just styling on you. That's she might be the fastest bitch out there.
She is from Houston, so I'm like, yeah, that's about on par.
Here's the thing that also get me. This is just a personal thing, also, Chris. Man, I hate how these female athletes got look all masculine. Yeah, you a man now. I'm like, okay, two things. Number one, duh. Number two,
that's a stigma. That is a stigma that men still haven't kind of like got over.
Here's the thing that get me about that, Chris. Now, I ain't a big fan of girls having ripped six-pack abs.
Well, as long as they're not looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm fine.
But here's the thing that kills me about it. Everybody like, why these female athletes gotta look like men? Because, dumbass, When you are built like Arnold Schwarzenegger, what is the female equivalent going to look like? A smaller version of that. Yes, it
Look
might
at
have
Naomi.
boobies.
Look at Naomi.
Like, yo, what do you
We
like?
seen.
Here's the
I mean,
thing.
Naomi got like a smooth 6-pack, just whatever, and nobody says anything. But somehow, fucking
See, that's
Shikari is
another
a
thing.
problem. I'm
And
like,
see, that's the one thing too that gets me. Also, they really put this thing like then you put women in a box like they got to be pretty all the time. It's like can't they just play the goddamn sport without them trying to be like a measurement for how
gotta make your
horny they
dick
make you?
hard.
Like, yo, like little real talk. I joke. I said we all play. Like some men play this game. We watch WNBA. Even if we seriously watch the game, she ain't straight. She got a girlfriend. She got a girlfriend.
But also,
Nah, she's straight. She's straight.
But also, D.
You don't do that.
But also, D. Women do the same thing when they watch basketball.
Oh,
that's truth. You know how many women sit there? Hey, you know how many women will sit there and be like, "Yo, I fucked the shit out of fucking Kyrie and yada yada yada."
Me and my little sister went to missed this game. Well, it was God, one was it Detroit? It was one of the better teams at the time. Miami, Sacramento, whatever. I don't.
Yeah.
God, I forgot. Yeah, it was the Monarchs. It was the Monarchs. But anyway, but we was watching it, and me and my sister was just like watching the game, and we heard these two girls just joking. Just every girl. It was one tall Brazilian girl, and every time she got out there, she's like, see her? Mm-hmm. I bet her girlfriend got a
damn.
Hilarious.
But no,
everybody does that crap. But you know what kills me though? We always put the idea that these women, even though you're in a sport, you have to look pretty. Like, yo, come on, bruh.
Also that bro is like 21 years old, dog. Like, really? Like,
ain't she like in college? I'm like she barely in college. That's the first thing you go for, but you know what? It's sad.
But meanwhile, this is how we underestimate women. Meanwhile, on the other side, in the 400 meter, Allison Felix qualified for the 400 meter. This chick just had a kid.
Allison Felix? Yeah, she did she?
Yeah. That's crazy. And like the amount of dedication that comes from snapping back and just doing that is crazy.
Yeah, man.
I mean, wait for D to get back.
My bad. Go ahead.
All right. No, but the amount of dedication that comes from like you have a kid and then you're snapping back into track shape, that has to take a lot.
You know, I don't think. I always say, number one, it matters how young you are. I think the misconception about women who can snap back to that is like two things. Number one, what have you already been doing? Is like high work,
during pregnancy, and
you know what I'm saying? Like some girls I know who girls who were like super tiny, like after they had the baby, they stay super tiny for like a good minute. But like, what you doing? I ain't doing nothing. I'm still eating. Still eating pickles. Like, I don't know. I
had a coworker's wife that was like that. She was like skinny and had a kid, and I was like, how did?
The one thing I have been told that it is kind of tricky for female athletes because some women do put on more weight. It's not even like put on more. Oh, you was a slob when you were pregnant. No, it's just that you stacking a lot in your hips now, Jessica. Shut up!
All this ass back here.
I'm trying to get this all. Like, well, try your best. It's there for you.
Yeah, but she qualified for the 400 meters and stuff, and I was like, all right, cool. That's dope. That's what's up. So it's
I totally prepare for United States this Olympics. No bull crap because of the people they got on their track and field, and because Noah Lyles has shown me that this nigga is truly going to beat Usain Bolt's record, son. I think America is just going to dick smash everybody, and I'm not even joking.
I mean,
I don't know. Now, see, that's where I stopped. That's why I stopped with homegirl like Richardson. I like, hey, like you look good. I heard a hype about you last year. I heard about her last year, so I'm like, yo, okay, how good you are? The only reason why I'm kind of like, because it's the Olympics.
Anything can happen.
Jamaica and Canada might be waiting
But
on us.
remember, we talked about that. A couple of episodes ago about like it wasn't just the U.S. It was Jamaica and
Like I
other
said,
countries. So
Jamaica,
it's
Canada,
like, all right,
Jamaica, Canada, the UK. Man, you know, it's kind of funny. You always see African countries. You don't see a lot of them. Like, you know, every now and then, it's always like a different one. It's always like Nigeria one year it might be
yeah.
Ghana.
Actually, it is one chick from Nigeria.
It might be some, and more than likely, it might be somebody from South Africa. It's always like I think South Africa gets in it a bunch of times, and like I see that fun part. The Eastern European countries that get in, that's always a toss up. For the men, I never see. The only one I usually see is like Romania or something.
Yeah, Yugoslavia, Romania.
It's like that one white guy that made it.
Nah, but I'll say this though. Simone Manuel, she might take it all on that 50 meter though.
Again, I got to see the rest of the field, bro.
I know, man, but I'm like, I don't know, man.
Like I said, this whole United States team looks like they about to beat everybody's head in.
And Naomi Osaka, and the funny thing is, Naomi Osaka, she's gonna be at the Olympics, and she actually did it right this time. She told the U.S. Olympic Committee, she told the U.S. The tennis committee, hey, I'm not going to be at Wimbledon because Olympics is coming up, so she did it right this time. So she's ramping up to kind of like wreak havoc.
And she is still going for the country that didn't even raise her.
Japan.
Japan don't like black people. Like it is actually interesting. Always there's quite a few actually United States soccer guys in soccer.
Oh yeah,
they end up playing for Ghana. They play for their parents' home country.
I mean,
I remember when Freddie Adu was here. Freddie ended up playing for, I think, Senegal. I forgot. I think that's where his family
Senegal.
was. I think that's where he's from. Man, I don't know, whatever. But I remember that they was like, "Why he can do that? He can do that."
They do it in basketball, so it was like, why would he not think they would do it in soccer?
One of my other favorite boys, Josie Altador. He did the same. He had the option for playing for Haiti. I don't know if he ever did, but he had the option for playing for them. So some people do have that. Who was the one person? I think Serge Ibaka, not Serge Ibaka. It was somebody who played for Canada. They had the same. Was it Al Horford? I don't know. Somebody that played for Canada had that same kind. Who had that same type of thing where they could have played for their parents' home country or their home country, whatever. Yeah. So you can do that.
Yeah. I think. Oh, hold up for 1 second, because there is something else that happened. Because
Well, you talking about the sticky balls? Were you talking about the sticky balls in baseball?
Oh no, I'm talking about the women's basketball Olympics, because one chick.
Oh God!
But what happened was.
So what was going to be? Is it just Brittany Griner? Was it Brittany Griner homegirl?
Oh no! Oh, hold up! Because basically, what happened was there's a controversy that is happening in women's basketball where there was some shenanigans afoot. Where hold up, let me find the thread. Because what was happening was,
like, don't tell me they like doing some shit like. Don't tell me they doing some fucked up, man.
Nah, it was one of the WNBA players was talking about. God damn it! If I could find that thread. Okay, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
Devereaux Peters. She's a former athlete for the WNBA. Basically, for the most part, she was talking about how for the women's basketball, not the men's, but the women's USA basketball team, their selection process, and how bullshit it is, and how much that it leans heavily in favor of UConn players.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sitting right here. I'm seeing a person from Texas, UConn,
No.
UConn, Baylor, Duke, Louisiana, LSU, Notre Dame, Notre Dame again. See, it ain't like there's two more UConn, South Carolina. I don't know what you are talking about, man. And it's not like the assistant coach is the president. It has anything to. Actually, no, she doesn't. She doesn't. I'm about to say that she did.
No, but she was
But
talking
yeah,
about like previous years, how like it was heavily favoring like UConn players, despite the
okay,
fact to the point to where one year they put like a actual like rookie on the women's USA basketball team, overshadowing some of the other fucking talented WNBA players that should have been on the USA basketball team. And she was like,
okay,
"What the fuck?" And it was because this player was a UConn basketball player.
okay. First off, what's wrong with UConn? Second of all, you know what? I think there's something to that. That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, hey, she let the fucking choppers fly on that whole thread. I was
That's
like,
messed up. So you just gonna let everybody know that there might be a conspiracy just to only let the people that went to UConn University, the most. Imagine if you will only Duke players were on the United States. That's how that sounds. Now,
and Devereaux, and she said 1 year, because again, I think Devereaux and Candace Parker, they were beefing for a while. And I remember that, right? And she was like, "Yo, I don't really fuck with Candace." She was like, 1 year, I didn't even fuck with Candace Parker like that because we were beefing. And even I was like looking at him like, "So you ain't gonna pick Candace?" And then she was like, even in the year that they picked Candace, it was like, you just had her playing bum minutes. What the fuck was that about? Like, what the hell's going on?
That's something. That's something. You know what I see? I see nothing but a girls' club. Actually, here's the thing. I think it's the first time we actually say that. I think this really is. This is a girls'
this sexist?
Club.
No, it's not sexist.
Here's the funny thing that also goes into the weird thing I always wanted to know was true about the WNBA and about it really is a girls' club between the lesbian girls and the straight girls. It feels like the more and more I hear about the WNBA, the more and more this bullshit comes up. Like there's a lot of grouping up of certain people. You know what I mean?
Like you went to a certain school, it's like, oh, you get favoritism. It's like what?
See, all right, now Connecticut. I see the thing with Connecticut. I see the thing with sexual orientation, and I see the same. I see the same thing with like people who are connected with other owners in the NBA, and I'm like, the WNBA look like they just got problems everywhere. It's like women's basketball. Women's basketball.
She even said at one point. She said, meanwhile, your favorite coach told one of the players that year when he cut her, "I'm sorry you didn't make the Connecticut team." It had to be corrected subtly on his slip up by one of the other coaches. But it's not politics at all, right?
Wow. Sue Bird, Tina Charles. See, Sue Bird and Tina Charles already, man. Them the two. I
Meanwhile, on the men's, it's interesting because Kevin Love is going to be on it, but a lot of the players, some of the big name players, basically declined because let's be real, the way the NBA started this season and stuff, because they were trying to get everything back to align, back to normal. The story of the NBA season has always been injuries and stuff, and I think a lot of players are like, you know what, I'm going to take this time off since we're out the playoffs to just rest up, heal myself, do what I need to do to get back to be 100%. I'm not doing the Olympics. So it's looking like the men's basketball team might have some good names, but they ain't going to be like cruising.
Yeah, I heard the same thing too. And Curry,
they'll compete, but they ain't going to be.
No, whoa. No, that came up today. Stephen Curry will not be on the team. He confirmed
I figured that much. I
knew he wasn't going to go on. I already had a feeling.
Ain't no way that was going to fucking happen. Like, come on.
And see, that's the thing. So wait a minute. So the only elsewhere it has been reported the following players have made themselves available for selection. That is Kevin Durant, James Harden, Damian Lillard, Bam, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Draymond Green, and Jason Tatum. Here's the funny
Durant and Harden are committed. Wow.
Here's the funny thing about all that. Just those people right there is all you need to beat the living crap out of everybody.
I mean, Bill's going to be there, so that's actually pretty nice. It's like, all right.
Hold on. On June 3rd, James promoted.
James Harden honestly is weird because he has a hamstring injury. So why are you going to the Olympics?
It's probably like more than likely he probably ain't going to stay on it, man. More
Like
likely,
Draymond Green, I get because he's healthy. Kevin Love, I get he's healthy. Bam Adebayo, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these people, like I said, Harden is the only one that's like questionable that I don't think he's going to end up playing. Honestly,
yeah. Somebody asked him. The dumb day was there actually like, was LeBron going to be there? Of course, LeBron
nigga ain't gonna fucking play.
Probably like that Space Jam coming out. I ain't thinking about y'all.
Hell no, I got promote Space Jam, and I got to do it. Nah.
Here's the sick part about that. And somebody was talking about how yada yada yada. No, if I'm LeBron, no, I don't. Already got a goal for y'all. Already did all this, and as the person that's supposed to be the voice of everybody right now, yeah, we need to be resting. All of us. This year has proven, and like I can't believe that LeBron proved all of y'all right. He told all of y'all, nah, we hurt. We ain't soft. This ain't us trying to, they trying to slack off in the minutes. No, we are playing hurt.
I mean, even
the game is harder now. The game is harder on bodies now.
I mean,
how was that hard to not know?
Remember when everybody got on fucking what's his face on the Clippers? Kawhi for like resting and the whole load management shit and stuff. I'm like, no, Kawhi was right. Like, yo, like I need some rest. Like I gotta rest my body. Like,
you know,
like I know my body, so obviously I'm not going to try to overexert myself and hurt myself. Like, come on.
One of the best caps in sports to me is the pitch count, where certain pitchers, no, that's 70. No, let him finish out the set, and that's a strike. Get him out. That's the smartest thing. It's like same thing needs to go with basketball players. How many minutes is that? Right, out. Sit down. No, like I don't want to hear LeBron. Sit down.
Especially if like your team is up 40 in the middle of the regular season. I'm pretty sure your bench can pretty much pick up the slack and just hold tight. You know,
and that's the thing. Like, oh man, why are these star players kicking it off to these other players in the middle of like this is a game they need to win? Them star players already know. I don't have to be the one to be doing this. I need these guys to step up so I can sit my ass down.
Look at the Atlanta Hawks. You see how much they turned their season around, and boom, they beat the 76ers. Now they're in the Eastern Conference Finals.
You know what? And here's the thing, and this is not an excuse this is an excuse. This is a huge excuse because we talk about load management. Mm-hmm. Joel Embiid played this whole season hurt.
Meniscus.
The whole season.
That's a serious injury.
This nigga was playing pretty much on a torn meniscus. Yes, meniscus all season. Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm pretty sure he's happy they're eliminated, which
yeah. And everybody, and that's what I'm saying. These players need rest. This whole season is proving that the way everybody was falling apart.
Dude, can we talk about how? Can we talk about this second round and where?
Let's talk about
1 minute. 1 minute. Brooklyn was literally making Milwaukee look like the horrible team.
No, sleep to Brooklyn.
I mean, game 7, Durant was like on fire.
I'll go for game 5. Game 5. When we just go back to game 5, where Kevin Durant in that beautiful performance, 49 points, one shy of getting that 50. I was like, everybody was saying that Kevin Durant's the greatest player in the world, and we all meant it. Yeah, everybody meant it. Here's where it got interesting. Can you win the series, Kevin? It's all right. You do have a big game. Can you win a series? Kevin's still not there. That's the one thing. If you're a LeBron fan and you want to get one over on Kevin Durant, Kevin, why you don't win with nobody? Why you cannot win when you have nobody? But whatever, man. But here's the one thing I will agree with some people. James Harden was a fucking liability.
I mean, he was a liability, but here's my thing too. This is why I don't trust the Bucks. Hey, Bucks, you still let James Harden do whatever the fuck you wanted to at the same time. A hobble James Harden do whatever. And I'm like,
hey, look, man, let Scooter Magruder do this up down the court all he wants to, man. He wasn't like he was killing this, man.
no, but still, it's like you don't let a hobble James Harden still get some points off and stuff. It's like, come on, dog. Like, what are we doing? Like, and that was my thing too. It was like game 7. It's like when Durant made that shot to put it in overtime, I was like, oh shit. That should have been right there to take the soul out of the Bucks. And for a minute, I was thinking that's what it was going to do. But what was killing me with both teams when they got an OT, I was like, okay, so Nets, why are you guys like forcing threes? Like, just go for like, and maybe that's just me as a fan.
No, you were looking at the same thing I was doing. They was chucking threes. They were doing all.
It's like they were panicking for no reason. I'm like, guys, chill. Like, you got a 4-point lead. Calm it down.
They were playing, and you know what I'm saying? I always hate saying when a team has ran out of energy because you don't know when they, come on, shut up. But really, they were playing like they were cooked, weren't they? There was a lot of desperation, shots, no real good drives to the basket. That wasn't Kevin Garnett. I mean, Kevin Durant. I'm sorry, Kevin Durant. Everybody else on that team was pretty much looking at KD the whole entire time.
And they really didn't need to, because at that point it's like all you need is a layup or two, and because the pressure was really on the Bucks.
On the Bucks,
keep it real.
And yeah, if you want to really be honest with you, they missed free throw shots. They missed a couple of really big ones toward the end. Giannis missed like one right before that could have like had them up by at least 2 or 3, maybe. But that's what it's not good.
But the Bucks are in the East Coast Finals. I still don't trust them, but whatever.
And you know what, man? For Kevin Durant to whiff it. I mean, that last one.
Man. Because when he shot it, I was like, if that shit goes in.
I like to take the time out and say the truth, though. If that was LeBron, we would not hear the end of it.
I mean,
that shows you the difference.
Yeah.
That shows you the difference between if you're the number one star or not in the league.
Because he's going to get the shit, but it's kind of like...
Kobe, because when that happened to Kobe, you wouldn't hear the end of it.
That was
the same
Jordan.
thing goes with, that was Jordan, you wouldn't hear the end of it. Like KD,
Actually, I go a step further. If it was fucking Steph Curry, you wouldn't hear the end of it. Like, Steph whiffed the 3.
And that shows you, and I think that's the thing with greatness, man. And you know what? And here's the thing that sucks. This was Kevin Durant's time. But real talk, I don't know how far that team would have got anyway. You see what they had left, man. Even Kyrie coming back, you had Kyrie not coming back at 100%. You still got James Harden who's now 100%.
Yeah,
and you clearly got KD being the only. Can he do
that?
I think
Kyrie would have helped?
Do
I think a 50% Kyrie could have helped? Maybe.
Yeah, I think he could have. I think he definitely could have. I don't want to say they could have won the series easily, but it probably would have got to 7 games.
Yeah.
If he came back in the last game, I think he would have won
it. Meanwhile, 76ers. Y'all need to have a long talk with Doc Rivers about the process.
No, they need to have a long talk with Jesus, man. That's ownership. Because if I'm Doc Rivers, I'm thinking like, this is not me. Y'all already know. I'm only half of this team. I just got here. I don't know what they have. They need to talk with ownership. They ain't got nothing to do. You ain't about to put that on me.
But Ben Simmons, who took his soul, D? I'm trying to really just figure out who took his soul?
What happened to that little bully ass nigga during the Wizard series?
That was
remember that 35 he got? Remember that 35 he got, man? And everybody thought, see Ben Simmons.
But even urinating tree called it out. Like, yeah, you beat a fucking Wizards team that was already beat up. That was fool's gold, guys. Like, come on. And I'm a Wizards fan, and he was right. It was fool's gold to a degree. Because the Wizards at that point, they had to already play 2 previous games hard just to get in. So by the time they played the 76ers, it's like, yeah, they were like,
but
there was blood in the water.
There was something I noticed. I noticed how he shrank in the first game against the Wizards. And I noticed how he shrank again when the Wizards won. And I was like, Ben Simmons is still Ben Simmons. What really, truly shocked me, though, was the fact that this motherfucker, I didn't check, but I don't think he went into double digits this whole series. I don't think he did. He probably did once,
He
but I
might
don't think
have.
he did. The only thing he got into double
I know in the
digits was
fourth
in
quarter he's been non-existent except for 2 games where he scored a total of like 4 points. Like that's legit. The only thing that he did, and it's like holy shit. Like he.
And that's the thing. Ben just disappears.
Hold on, let me look at this. So Hawks game 1, box score. Ben Simmons scored 17.
See, there you go. All right. After
so
that, that's when he disappeared.
So game 2, hold on, let me bring it up. God damn it. Game 2, where the Hawks won, Ben Simmons had 4 points total. So there's that. Game 3, Ben Simmons had 18 points.
I'm sorry, 18 points?
Yeah, 18 points.
Wow, Ben, you actually helped, maybe.
Game 4, that's the one that they lost.
Yeah.
Ben had.
If I even say he had like 8 in it, didn't he?
11. So there's that. And then game 5, hold up, bring it up. Game 5, that's the one they lost.
That was the
109, 106. That was the one they came back. Ben Simmons had 8 points. Yeah, that was the 8-point game.
That was an 8-point game. Yeah,
that was the 8-point game where people was like, "What the fuck?" And then when they won in game 6, I think Ben had 6 points. Holy shit! So yeah, 6 points in game 6, and then game 7 he had. Fuck, where's it at? I just had it for a second.
I don't understand this.
Game 7,
he's supposed to be one of the best point guards.
5 points in game 7. So yeah, he only had 2 games where he was in double figures. Everything else was single digits.
How are you supposed to be a point guard in the NBA and you scared to drive it in the middle? Hold on. Number one, you about to drive in the middle. Guess who was in front of him? Trae Young. Chris, this is I want to bring this to your attention.
Ben Simmons is 6'11".
He is 6'11", Chris.
Trae Young
is my height.
No, I thought he was like 6 foot or something like that.
Trae Young is like, wait a minute, is he 5'11"? Whatever, it don't fucking matter. 5'11", 5'10".
No, Trae Young is 6'1".
Oh, 6'1". He is right.
So he's slightly shorter than me, but still, like 6'11" and 6'1" is still like he's still taller over. He's still stacking taller over him.
You scared of him? You scared of driving on Trae Young? Oh, I'm so sick of bitch. I'm so sick of his bitch ass.
But Rudy Gobert on the fucking Jazz when the fucking
I'll take Rudy. I'll take COVID Rudy over him.
Dude, what was it? That was the Clippers they played, right?
Yeah,
yeah. The Clippers went small, and Rudy Gobert couldn't sit there and defend against small people. I'm like, dog, they're smaller than you. How do you not defend? How you not beat these people? I don't get this.
You want to know something? And I hate being that person because I don't like him. You let playoff P those last games dog walk you. You let Paul George dog walk you up and down that court. Paul looked like he was back on Indiana, didn't he?
I know, right?
He looked good again, didn't he? You let playoff P walk it on you. Ooh. Y'all trash.
That was funny. That was
you know what?
hilarious.
I feel bad for the Jazz because I'm like, the Jazz are trash. They trash.
I don't want to say that, but you're right.
Ooh, I mean that. And I hate saying, you know why I get to say that? Because Rudy Gobert's on your team. He one of the defensive players of the year. Y'all good defensive team. And y'all let them niggas go short on y'all. And somehow that disrupted every synapse in all of y'all brains. And y'all like, they're too small.
Not just that. They let Reggie Jackson run wild on them too.
You let no, that's an insult. That's an insult. You let the better version of BJ Armstrong have a good game. Are you serious?
And Pat Beverly for added measure too. On top of that,
Patrick, I hate how that toxic ass nigga. You want to know something great about that? You want to know something great about what's going on with Patrick Beverly right now? Number one, you know how he don't like Brody. He don't like Russ.
Oh, he
You know
doesn't.
what's a
He
great?
really
You know what
doesn't.
the best part about that? I don't know if Reggie still kept that beef with Russ. I know for the most part, it's like, man, it's whatever. That's a nigga I used to play with. That's how they both look at each other. That's how much they used to hate each other. At this point, there's no hate. It's just, man, this is a dude I play with.
Actually, I need to bring this up.
So all I can imagine is them like, so we gonna do it like that, do it like that, do it like that. Here's Reggie, just like Russ. No, not like Russ. Do it differently. Right. That's how I will do good in the NBA. Be myself. And then I can beat Russ. Like, look, dog, he ain't even in the playoffs right now, man.
This is the funniest shit ever. They were doing something on inside the NBA and stuff, and it was like, where should Ben Simmons go after this? This is the funniest shit ever, dude. You're gonna laugh.
Alaska.
No. It's much fucking funnier. Where is it at? There it is. There it is. Hold on.
Hong Kong Tigers. Ni hao! Ni hao! Ni hao! Victory! Hong Kong Tigers. Ni hao!
The fucking Shanghai Tigers. As soon as he put the sign up that said Ni hao, I was like, I hate you shit.
You are wrong. That's probably going to be the only spot he's going to actually take up at too, man.
He gonna play with fucking old boy that played with the Knicks, Jeremy Lin, Insanity.
Nah, I forgot Lin in the league. I forgot who he played for. I think he played for the Timberwolves. I don't know.
No, he played for the Sharks. No, he played for the Sharks. He played for Shanghai.
Yeah, but
he ain't in the league.
I thought he was in the league again.
Fuck no.
No, I did know that he played for Shanghai. I did know that.
Yeah, he still played for them and stuff because he was saying, I don't think it was him that said it, but apparently somebody said that there's a logic that he might, be getting sort of blackballed, sort of not being in the NBA. And I was like, I don't buy that because it's like,
I don't buy it either. I don't.
So I mean, he's playing with Beijing. It seems like he's fine and happy and stuff because
I think if anything, I don't think nobody wants to. I don't think no owner really wants to put.
No, he's not in G League. That was the thing. That was like he tried out for the G League, and he actually did really. He was actually doing really good in the G League, and then just no team was really biting for him despite that, which is like, that sucks.
I mean, you know what you're gonna do about that, man.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm calling it right now. I want Suns Hawks in the NBA Finals.
Why?
One, because much like wrestling fans, I want to see these fucking idiots that want to talk about ratings and shit lose their goddamn mind. Because I need people to understand something. It's weird. It's one thing when wrestling fans tout ratings, and we've talked about that before. Yeah. It's funny that all of a sudden NBA ratings is a thing, and I'm like, NBA ratings from last I checked, actually they put it out there. NBA ratings is actually up this year, so clearly, what's the problem? Like, is it because there's no big name, or is it because the commentators actually have to do their fucking job this year?
It's always like that, Chris. You remember now they had this. I remember even as a kid when we got this when the Spurs were doing good. Do people actually tune in and watch the Spurs?
They're boring.
Yes,
Tim.
Yes, they do.
When they said Tim Duncan is boring, he isn't anything special. I'm like.
Tim Duncan. I
mean, sure, I don't have a personality. I'm not swag surfing, but okay.
They said I was going to. They already saying that I'm like the greatest power forward of all time. I'm just doing my job. What did I do wrong?
It's like, to me, I was fine with Tim Duncan. It's like us on Twitter, we crack our jokes about Tim Duncan he's the square guy, but it's like, no, he's a great player.
My uncombed hair and cargo pants are going to take this all the way up.
Like, I'll joke on Tim Duncan, but it's like, no, I don't need Tim Duncan to have this boisterous personality. He seems like he's a nice guy.
Really real. Tim is a cornball ass nigga. We are gonna watch this brother play. It ain't like he's bad. Ain't like he's bad. Like every time you go there, you see a hand. He do. Remember he pulled up that 3-pointer in the Western Conference Finals. Yeah. He pulled up that 3-pointer. Everybody lost an inch. Tim Duncan is awesome. And they used to call him Born to his face, bro. Like, I used to think that was so disrespectful.
But see, here's the thing: Tim Duncan be like, "I make more money than you," and he's like, "Well, yeah, he has a good point." It's like,
dude, I have a golf course. No, I have a whole ass golf
course. It's like Kawhi. It's like how it's like how we get on Kawhi Leonard. It's like, yo, when he did that laugh, I was like, oh, Kawhi. I was like, Kawhi is a cornball dude, but I love him. It's like he's harmless.
So what? It's like, so what? You like I remember they said the same thing when Detroit was there. Like, oh, this is not the usual. You know, Detroit's not a big city. I'm like, yes, Detroit.
Who is Stackhouse? Who is Richard Hamilton? And I'm like
I laughed because it was like, who's gonna watch that? Like, the Midwest is gonna watch this. A lot of Bammers who are from Chicago are gonna hate watching.
We love Rasheed Wallace and Ben Wallace. Like, come on, like
you know, like ex-Wizards fans are rooting for Rasheed Wallace, which, by the way, I looked
and Rip Hamilton.
Yeah, especially Rip because Rip loved DC. Yeah. He was mad when he got traded. So, look, but here's the thing though. I read this about Rasheed Wallace. All right, I need for all DC sports fans that were alive and were able to root for the Wizards at that time, get all the way over it. I looked at it statistically and by the way he carried himself. Number one, the Wizards couldn't afford to keep a kid like him.
Hell no.
No, we did not have the right.
Once he got on fire, it was perfect. Yeah,
Chris, we didn't have the right coaching for him, the right personnel.
Who was our coach at the time?
I don't remember. I don't remember. That was that weird time when we were trading a bunch of people. Somehow Mitch Richmond got on our team. Remember that little thing? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was during that time.
The man on the front cover of fucking Live 96 was on our team.
It was like weird, you know. The Wizards went through this weird transition at the time, man. Remember, like Jawan was getting that weird amount of money, and it was like
Jawan was like in his twilight years before the Wizards finally like moved on from him, and like I think it was right after Chris Webber left and went to Sacramento.
Actually, it was right when Jordan got there. Yeah. Jordan got there as the personnel, the GM. Yeah. And the thing that get me though, when you look at Rasheed Wallace, like, yo, when he left the Wizards, good.
Oh, he needed to leave.
He weren't going to able to afford him. He wasn't going to be the star that he blossomed, because him going to Portland was what opened it up for him to become a star. He was not going to get that opportunity in DC. So I need for all DC sports fans that love to bring up, we gave away Rasheed Wallace. Nigga, we weren't.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Because that was that 99 to 2002 era where shit was just weird with the Wizards.
We were not doing nothing with Rasheed Wallace, and we weren't going to make him good at all. If we would have kept him, he would have never became an all-star.
We had cornball Doug Collins.
He came in right when because Jordan was like, we're going to reclaim all the
glory days.
My glory days, not the Wizards' glory days, not the Bullets' glory days, mine. Jordan made everything about him in the city. That pissed me off so much.
Hey, look.
There was out for nothing.
There was a segment of people in DC that ate it up because it's like, we're going somewhere, and we didn't go.
There's a whole lot of rich white people within the Beltway that had money that did that. Don't come on. Who did it? you know who.
I say this
you
is
know who
Jordan.
Half the Wizards. Look, Chris, let's be real. You know half the Wizards fan base is rich white folk. Don't do
the other half was us that were
niggas around the city.
The other half was me and you, former Bullets fans. When they turned to Wizards fans, that was like, yay.
Got the old pennant.
Try to get hey, we got all excited when we had the throwback Bullets, but it was the Wizards jerseys. That's the current Wizards jerseys now and stuff that we.
You know what? I hear so much hate about the Wizards, the red, white, and blue jerseys. The people
I like it.
There's a lot of people saying they don't like it no more, which is
I don't want those. I don't want the green ones. I like the ones now because
I don't know. Like the ones they got, I like the solid blue. I like the gray ones. I really do like the gray ones. Yeah. The ones that got just DC on it, you know, the ones with just the capital on that junk is all right. I think the logo's fine. I think the logo's perfect
because it's basically somebody subtly was like, I know we can't bring back the Bullets, but we're gonna try. God damn it!
It's a good throwback. I think the Wizards are due for another design But
Yeah.
outside of that,
As long as you
not
keep
the
your
logo.
hands, that's like the staple
No,
of
the
the
logo
logo.
is fine. The logo is fine. I think the DC logo, the monument, all that, even the colors is fine. I think as a jersey, I think we're due for another one. I think we do for
Of course. I mean,
upgrade.
look. I am
Look
jealous
at
of.
Miami.
I
Miami
was
got
about to
like
say
4
that.
or 5.
Look, I'm
Brooklyn
jealous.
got like 2 of them. I like, you know.
I'm jealous of the '80s vibe I get from the Miami Heat ones. I'm like, why can we get something for the Wizards on that level? That'd be dope.
I don't think we can, man. Not on the 80s vibe like that, man. You know what I
But
mean?
also, back up to what I was saying though. The only reason why, on top of the whole thing with the ratings though, I just want Suns Hawks because I don't know. There's just an energy to the Suns because everybody thought CP3 because CP3 is in COVID protocols right now. I think he's gonna be back for Game 2 apparently because he did get his COVID shot, so he's in that little zone of he'll probably be back sooner versus if he didn't get his shots, then well, who knows when he's gonna be back, you know? So the Suns beating the Clippers without CP3, it's like, okay, they had to make that statement to kind of make it known, like, oh, we can do this without CP3, but we kind of do need him because for a minute the Clippers did kind of scare them a little
That's
bit.
my thing. That's my thing. As much as I'm kind of writing off the Clippers, I don't think they should be. I think this is going to be a tighter series than
Paul
you can.
George
Now
is trying to
that being,
prove himself.
yeah, but now that being said, though, Chris, did you see how the Suns just pretty much pistol whipped the Nuggets to death? You know how bad the Nuggets lost?
They swept them.
Do you want to know
like,
how bad the Nuggets lost? Right before that season started, Chris, the MVP goes to Nikola Jokic. Yay! Yeah, I'm just gonna do the best I can for the city of Denver. Speaking of which, seeing Joker's 2 brothers makes me realize,
I'm about ready to jump into the mix on that shit.
Did you see his 2 brothers? Like, you could tell his 2 brothers, hey, no one touch Nikola. He's the good one. He is going to make it to NBA. Get out of hood. Yes, we have hoods over in old country.
But also, the most Midwest shit ever is seeing Phoenix Suns fans and Denver fans fight it out, and one of the Suns fans said, one of the Suns fans was like, "Suns in 4." He was right. Suns in 4.
He was right. He was right. Now, in the year of our Lord, yeah.
I've never seen I have never seen a fan just proclaim that shit in the middle of throwing hands.
I mean, he put up the 4 and everything.
And dog, dude, game 4, when the Suns won, the fans lost their goddamn minds and fought.
In the game 4, I was so bad because memes everywhere.
And the Phoenix Suns literally was like, hey, bro, you got tickets to the conference finals and possible NBA championships if we go. I was like, bruh.
Boy, I'm going to tell you something. Denver, now here's the thing. Here's the sick part. I feel bad for Denver.
Yo, Gaddafi shit. He said he yelled Suns in 4 like a Street Fighter 4 character.
Yo, let me tell you something. If you're the Nuggets, you didn't have LeBron in your way. Y'all had it on. Y'all have data of y'all beating the dog shit out of the Clippers, and you didn't have Damian Lillard to deal with. You done got him out the way. You had a clear shot. And what happened?
Them said, "Fuck you." No,
you let that high yellow nigga beat the living shit. Devin Booker's a monster. Devin Booker is a monster, man. He is getting his roses and his brand new card to end all this. Because he making all y'all look dumb right now.
Devin Booker in game 4 was like, nah, bro, I'm trying to go home and chill. Fuck this.
Devin Booker was like, man, I gotta get home, man.
Got bitches at home. I ain't trying to deal with this shit.
Me and my niggas trying to start this thing on Fortnite. We gotta hurry up, man.
Got PUBG tonight. What are we doing here?
He look like a PUBG motherfucker.
I mean, Ben Simmons.
Nah. He look like he does Apex.
All right, Apex. Ben Simmons does PUBG apparently because he does like stream PUBG a lot.
No. Ben Simmons does Wolfenstein on an old gateway. Bitch ass nigga.
You know what? Let me tell you something. So did you hear that the Knicks is trying to get Zion?
You know what? We're hearing stuff about the first off, two things from the Pelicans. Not only is there's talk about Zion seriously getting the hell up out of New Orleans. New York should be looking at him. I don't think that's the destination he should go to.
They might have to
personally
give up a lot to get him.
They will have to give up a lot to him, and I think he'll throw off the balance of that team personally. Yeah. But I could be wrong. Whatever. I think Chicago's a good shot for him. You know what? I hate to be that nigga. I don't know who you got to give up on our team, but the Wizards is a good spot. You're like there's a Hall of Famer on our team.
I'm sitting here.
We got Hall of Famer on our team.
Right now, they fired the coach, so they're looking at Wes Unseld. They look at Scott Brooks is gone. Apparently, they're looking at Wes Unseld Jr. But I'm scared of the fact that the Wizards are going to look at Ben Simmons, and I'm like, "Fuck you! Do not get that motherfucker." I would
better not.
No.
If they do, it's going to be cold. It's going to be one of them days that whoever the coach is going to be, you're forward now. I don't know. You
Puts his hand on his lip. Puts his hand on his lip.
Because Ben's all the way up in the sky. So it's gonna be like this. Look, you gotta stand on his tippy toes to do it.
But I think somebody said it was either Knicks or Chicago that was kind of looking at Zion. So I'm like, all right.
I think Chicago's actually a great spot, but I don't know what
Pelicans are looking for a new stadium, though. Wow.
They're looking for a new stadium. Also, they're about to lose their lease on the whole team anyway. And you got Seattle and you got Las Vegas that are like,
how do you lose the lease on the team?
It happens. The
money? Is it just money?
It's not lose the lease. You're not losing the lease. It's just up. Is that okay? You have like X amount of 10 years with the team or whatever like that. And that's when you usually hear rumblings from the owners if they want to go to a different city and this is a big thing, we want a new stadium talk. That always comes up when a lease comes up. And so that's another thing too. If they want a new did you say they want a new stadium? Because I thought Smoothie King Center is like still, I don't, whatever.
See, that's what scares me because John Oliver a couple of years ago did an expose about like the cost of like teams getting new stadiums and what happens to the old stadiums and all that stuff. And that's what's kind of scary with me looking at, I'm not a Redskin fan by any stretch, but like as somebody that we both live in this area and stuff, like when RFK went the way it went, it was like, all right, they're going to Landover. There's land over there. Cool. We're thinking that was going to be there. But then hearing that they want to move the team somewhere else, it scares me because I'm like, well, what's going to happen to FedEx Field now?
Yeah. And especially a stadium that big. That's 90,000.
Because we ain't talking RFK where you can just destroy it because it's an old goddamn stadium.
And here's the funny thing. As much as I love RFK is a site for me as a kid, it's time to tear it down.
Oh, it's got to go.
Is it time for you to tear that down, or for you to seriously renovate the living shit out of it?
Which they're not.
Which you're not, because it costs too much, and you ain't got a team in there that can really rock in there.
Even the Howard Bison don't even want to play in there.
Howard don't want to, like I'm saying, Howard don't want to play there, Chris. American University doesn't want to play there. Maryland doesn't want to support none of their games down there. Maryland don't want to go to DC.
The only people that use this Broccoli Fest. That's it.
It's like, all right, well, what about? I was like, all right, so what about the DC United? DC United already got a new stadium.
We just got their soccer stadium that the XFL team uses. So it's like,
and that's another thing. What about the XFL team?
They use the soccer team. They use the soccer team stadium.
I'm going to Audi.
Yeah,
I'm going to Audi Stadium. I'm not going over to RFK
because number one,
go.
Because one, the Audi Stadium is enough to seat the amount of people that actually go to an XFL fucking game. So you're straight.
This ain't an NFL game. This ain't an NFL game where we need more than 50,000 people there. No.
Audi Field got the perfect amount of seats, and it actually, and I think for the aesthetics of the look wise on TV, it looks like it's a packed stadium for what it is. So it works.
It is like, what about bowl games? No bowl game wants to be there. You got national.
They would rather play at Maryland.
Stadium. Like I said, you got national stadium. You can call Burr Stadium in Maryland, or just real talk, FedEx Field. RFK got to go. But the point is But it does bring up a point. What is going to happen to FedEx? Are you just going to blow it up?
It's going to be for concerts only. Is it going to be for like some soccer games that they happen to play there? What's going to happen to it?
And see, like that's cool. The bigger soccer games, yeah, this is the city. You can have those bigger soccer games, but here's the problem.
Actually, isn't the Olympic soccer games going to be played in this area? Apparently, like one of many cities that I think we talked about that last year as that being a thing that was going to be.
Wait a minute. When was
it was like multiple cities were going to be taking part in the whole like qualifiers, for the World Cup. That's what it was for the World Cup.
That was a World Cup. No,
World Cup. My bad.
If the World Cup is in America, it will probably be one of the cities that is used for.
Yeah,
because like the World Cup, if the World Cup does the whole country, so you're going to pick more than likely it's going to be whatever, like LA, Vegas, Dallas,
DC,
maybe where Indianapolis plays. You know, you're looking at the bigger stadiums. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You would do FedEx if you want an outdoor stadium.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. But it makes me question, because if the Pelicans are looking for a new one, it's like, okay, well, what happens to the old stadium?
They're just going to tear that down. It's going to cost the city more money. That's where the funny thing is, comes all that, and that's where I say you have Las Vegas and you have Seattle. It's like, yeah, y'all don't want the team, right? Because we'll take them.
We need a basketball team. We only got football and baseball.
Been begging to break out the Supersonics. The supersonic logos, man. They've been begging for. I think Seattle needs it. I would love it to be Seattle Sonics again, man.
Well, D, the Harlem Globetrotters are looking for somebody to pick them up as a NBA team, so maybe Seattle can get them.
Get the fuck out of here!
I saw that and I was like, I understand you. I understand what they mean about the history, because the Harlem Globetrotters was a historic team for what they did, and it, once the NBA started integrating, it's like, all right, cool, I get that. But like, I never really took the Harlem Globetrotters as like a serious kind of thing and stuff. So it's
here's my problem. Only way that could work is if the NBA has a relegation system, which they kind of should do, but no, they really should do a relegation series.
And if they add the Harlem Globetrotters, don't you have to have another team added to kind of counter that too at the same time? Even
they got to be one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast.
Yeah, just to even out.
Yeah, so yeah,
there's nobody on the East Coast that needs a team right now. I mean,
New York needs a third team.
Buffalo something. I don't fucking
know. That's what I'm saying. Harlem. Let's just say Harlem. You're gonna keep Harlem Globetrotters. They take up half of Madison Square.
I mean, somebody gonna be sharing the stadium.
That's what I'm saying. MSG.
I mean, unless
it's gonna be in Madison Square. It's gonna have to be Madison Square.
I mean, unless they take the Buffalo Sabre Stadium.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, but that's a hockey stadium more than anything else. So
it is.
Yeah. So what was I about to say? So yeah, I mean, for you, like, do you see the Suns beating out the Clippers ultimately?
I'm gonna say no, but I don't know.
Do you at least see Game 7 it coming down to the wire? Game 7,
Game 6, Game 7, something like that.
Oh, okay, cool. I see the Hawks beating Milwaukee, but it's going to be tough.
I think the Bucks are going to win. The only reason why is just because I don't think they got anybody that can check Giannis like that, man. Like for all those games, yeah, John Collins is good, man, but I don't know for all those games.
Might just play Giannis like they did. They might play Giannis like they did Embiid and just be like, well, we can't stop Giannis. Let him do whatever.
I'm thinking that too, but at the same time, they still got to deal with Chris Middleton, who probably going to eat them alive. So I think there's just too much. Like now, I think the opportunity was just there just to beat the 76ers. I don't think they got enough to beat the Bucks. That I can say off the break. Now, with the Clippers, I don't know, man. I think it's going to be tight with the Clippers because as much as I think the Suns are going to win, Clippers might get it.
Yeah. NHL real quick. I said it on my Facebook. Vegas Golden Knights is trying to prove themselves.
Let's go, Vegas.
I'm kind of like, yo, people been sleeping on Vegas and they've been kind of like
I don't like
working their ass off in this playoffs, man. I was like,
and I like how I've been just miffing on hockey, and I just said, you know what? This might be the year, and I'm looking so correct right now. I love it.
Yeah, cause I was paying attention to the playoffs and stuff, even with the Capitals being out in the first round. I was like, hold up, Vegas is out here really proving themselves. Like, yo, they're like, no, we're getting back to the Stanley Cup. God damn it. They're really like, yo, because if they beat the Canadians, it's like, oh shit, like they really are fucking legit now. Like,
One game I did see the Canadians. I did the Canadians. They was up by like 3-0, man. It was like the third quarter. I was like, well, I look halfway right. Vegas is still here.
It's like they're just carrying on right now and stuff.
The one thing I will say is that the Tampa Bay look like they want to go back again. So I'll give them that. Man.
They are just kicking ass and taking names.
No, we will not get the Washington Generals. I always laughing at the Washington Generals. Like, why did this team get beat up so bad? What the fuck
on the Celtics?
Who was the white guy that called them nigger? And then they said we got to make sure it's always the Generals that we
gotta get back to that era of like the Harlem Globetrotters crossover with like Scooby Doo or some shit just to make it relevant. Yeah, kids, that was the thing, man. The Harlem Globetrotters was so fucking cool that they were constantly a Scooby Doo fixture and they had their own cartoon. It was kind of a very.
I hated the fact that you had to get basketball players to solve a mystery. Just.
The Scooby-Doo game meets the Harlem Globetrotters. And it's like,
where's Scooby? Last time I seen it. Ain't that the same mayor that was over there? Sure enough is.
And complete with basketball euphemisms. It's great. It's excellent.
Oh man, you used to jump the way you used to dribble the ball, they ass me all the way out, and they'd be like doo, doo, doo.
NFL right now. There is a quarterback battle in the 49ers between Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo.
Let them fight. Let them fight.
Oh man, you think Garoppolo's gonna keep his job, or you think they're gonna be like, Trey, let's give you a chance?
I hope he does it because that's just gonna prove you and me right because we told you that the Garoppolo was gonna be meh. How is it that everybody just have this idea? He was a Patriot, it could work. When you keep on forgetting the main two ingredients, Belichick and Brady.
Because
I don't know why I was
part of the trust. I was part of the trusted process, so maybe there was a shot that he had it. So I own that. I will gladly own that.
Why people have this idea? He coached under Belichick. It's gonna work.
He was behind Brady. Yay! Hey, look, I was
he
one
was
of those
a quarterback coach for Tom Brady. All right, that means he knows what a quarterback is. Y'all gonna learn, man.
Oh my god,
y'all gonna learn, man. Every time y'all get like, man, Romeo Cornell, he was under Bill Belichick, so he know what he doing.
But there was also something else that happened where apparently George Kittle's they do the little tight end university, and stuff that they have. Mm-hmm. And apparently somebody was like, hey, how come Tim Tebow wasn't invited? And I mean, Kittle's just said it best. He was like, hey, look, it was an open event to every tight end, but we couldn't justify inviting Tebow over more experienced players. And I was like, oh, that's fair. I mean, I don't get there's no controversy there. It's like that's just the game. It is what it is.
There's no controversy there at all, man. That's the truth. No, we ain't no. We got better people here. So
like, why would I invite this guy here to do that? Eli Manning is going to be part of the Giants organization.
Fine. I don't know what
I saw it. I was like, all right, cool.
And that's not like, hey, it's just that, okay, I don't know how he's going to help.
Hey, I saw it in like Giants Nation. I was like, why is Giants trending? Oh, Eli's joined. All right.
Oh my gosh, man. Yeah.
Have you been listening to local sports area? Like, what's been the word about like Fitzmagic and the Redskins? Is it like the same?
Here's the funny thing. I have actually been listening to a little bit. I turn it right off.
I thought you at least missed like 5 minutes of it.
It is some of the most masturbatory, pie in the sky type shit. I can't. No.
Christ, are you serious?
It's at least the stuff I be hearing is like, so what you're telling me is that you can win us. I don't stop. Guys, stop.
Guys, it's not even July.
There are other sports to talk about.
Well, I mean, when the
Stop.
Nationals are sucking just as much as the Orioles, you got to kind of leap back into that. So,
It's not even that. It's just like you really notice how much, at least and I know this had to be a problem in some other cities too. You just realize how much of the dialogue in sports is taken up by football. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I gotta think I gotta think just whatever the major sport is, this is gonna be a vortex of it, man. And the shit that gets me is that only time I hear anything about Fitzpatrick, really, is on the Brian Mitchell show. Which, by the way, he's on DC. He's on the Fan now. Good for him. He's not on Daniel Snyder station no more, where they will let him cuss all he want. I really every time I turned to Brian Mitchell, he was cussing at somebody, but whatever. But I'm glad he's on the Fan right now. But every time I turn there, they're talking about Fitzpatrick. It's some stupid scenario where it's like, stop. Y'all have so much other things in football to really talk about. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be Washington. It doesn't, and I think everybody will forgive you if it ain't.
How are they not talking about the fact that the Supreme Court is really going to bat for the NCAA players?
Now I know people are talking about that, but here's the funny thing about that is it's Kavanaugh of all the people that's standing up for it, which goes to the theory I had. Like this motherfucker went in. He might have been telling the truth. I don't know the girl that I slept with, but I know my friends. They know who I am. Like Jimmy and Bruce and Phil. They love me. Like I feel that because because this dude is so wacky. Like I bet he go in. He actually use some dope shit, and he's done it every now and then. And he's still a hardline Republican, but every now and then he'd be like, all right, Brett, cool. Let's sign his name down there. Y'all thought y'all had one on that one. So in this one, it's kind of weird that he's one of the people that's like, okay, y'all need to stop. This is unlawful as shit. I'm like, it is the rapist.
I'm just saying, it's just funny that Clarence, I hate affirmative action Thomas is like, well, since you guys ain't paying the fucking kids and shit, so let's talk about them coach salaries. It went radio silent. I was like, what?
It finally had to come to this point. It had to. I think it feels like that in a lot of sports where we have to come to this idea where you have to start not just paying people, just giving people their respect, man, giving people their due.
So and the fact that they won. So basically, they ruled that the NCAA can't limit education-related benefits like computers and paid internships. So colleges can offer their sports stars. A victory for athletes will open the door for further access and stuff. But it also opens the door to the fact that because there was an article that came out about like how now with this, it opens it up for athletes to kind of brand themselves now.
I'm sorry, what? It does?
Athletes branding themselves now, and like there were a lot of people saying that this kind of like it's going to be kind of difficult in terms of how do you get athletes to your school now if they're branding themselves and how do you do that to keep them from going to this school and and all that stuff.
Look, and you know what that is I would have to say the nature of the beast for one good reason. Only reason why I'm for it for two reasons, because Brian Bosworth made a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all making all this money off of me. I'm gonna make something for myself. I was with like Brian Bosworth, whatever you think of him right now. He was one of the pioneers in that shit. He was one of the white boys in the early 90s that said, I know what my value is.
I know my worth.
I know my worth, dude. Shoot. I'm the boss. But still, that to me, that's the nature of the beast. But I'm like, okay, so how is going to be a thing for these kids to go to certain schools? Oh, really? Really, Alabama University, who makes it a big deal of who y'all signed and how big of a get it was.
Thank you.
You mean to tell me a kid with a social media presence that actually is well spoken, that actually is showing you that he is not only a football player, but he might be something bigger in life? You mean to tell me you won't be clamoring to get that kid? That's bullcrap, man. That's bullcrap. Yeah, I understand it does bring a bit of morality into it. It does. It truly does. Because in some instances, there could be people getting paid on the table. I'm definitely are, but at least some of this is in the
Most
open.
definitely.
At least some of this, at least it's in the open now. At least it can be actually investigated and not just off the break, banned and punished, and you ruin a kid's life. At least now it can be investigated, and you can have that. So yeah, I'm glad it's happening that way. It should have been happening that way. We already talked about this before.
Yeah, but
whatever.
it's definitely gonna be interesting and stuff. I just have to put it out there. Herder from off of the Hawks. I forgot he was a
Maryland Turpin. Yes, he was
a Turpin.
Yeah, one of 2 Turpins on that team, if I'm mistaken.
Yes, I totally forgot.
It was actually 3 until they got rid of Alex Lynn. Like I think either earlier this season or right. I think he was in the whole Victor Oladipo trade, but whatever.
Yeah, I forgot about that because I forgot like his sophomore season before he went to the NBA. Like that was when Maryland got into the NCAA tournament and got to like the second round.
Yeah,
and
I said
like,
Kevin, and I remember seeing Kevin Hertha in 2K, I think last year, and I was saying, "Oh, this bum ass white boy," because I didn't like him on Maryland like that.
But I mean,
but whatever. Good thing he blew up that last game though. So
yeah, so you know, but
I'm all good for it.
But WWE Hell in a Cell.
Hold on, real quick. Let me get it out the way.
F1. Damn, yeah, I forgot.
F1. Yeah, there was F1 this weekend.
F1 this weekend.
It was the French Grand Prix. The way I can really describe it, it wasn't a boring match. I mean, boring race at all. There was a lot of interesting crap that was going on. The main thing happened was tires, and Lewis Hamilton got on. The tires that Lewis Hamilton had on. He was like at lap 23, and at this point, the way everything was going, it was really Red Bull versus Mercedes, and whoever pit, it was all about management at this point. Whoever pits at a certain time, or the rest of that, it was becoming strategy. And Mercedes rolled that junk and fucking lost. They lost, man. Lewis Hamilton, who had to lead the whole thing, Max Verstappen count up on this Bama and just passed him. It was just
second
fucking sad. He had 3. No, it was like 3 laps. It was like 4 or 5 laps left. I forgot how many was left. And he got past Lou. He was like, oh, that. Like, I was watching it with the usual crew, Patrick, Roy, and Jared. We was all like, that's it. Lou lost. We like Lou, and you just knew it. And it happened. Max Verstappen is a freaking robot. That's all I can say, man.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because it also went into the whole time. Every time they you hear the drivers talk to the other people, right? You get them to talk back. Max Verstappen, for whatever reason, every time he went to him, he was like, and it's so bad. The commentator was like, "Well, you heard what he said. That's a concern."
It's like, well, that happened.
That's a concern. But anyway, just to make it really quick, 10th place was on Stroll. 9th place was Vettel. 8th was Alonso. 7th was Gasly. 6th was Ricardo. 5th was Norris. 4th was Bottas. 3rd was Checo. 2nd was Lewis Hamilton, and number 1 was Verstappen. This is, like I said, at this point, it's really almost a 2-man race when it comes to the Constructors' Cup or the Brand Cup, because in first place with 215 points is Red Bull, second place is Mercedes with 178, and the third place is McLaren with 110. And like I said, it's a 2-man race. So what you're going to be seeing for the most part for the rest of the season is the Mercedes team and the Red Bull team really going back and forth at each other. As far as the stats, I'm just going to get the top 10 at the top 10 drivers right now. Number 10 is Vettel with 30 points, Ricardo with 34, Gasly with 37, Carlos Sainz with 42, Charles Leclerc with 52, Valtteri Bottas with 59, Lando Norris is 76, Checo, Sergio Perez with 84, Lewis Hamilton with 119, and Max Verstappen is the number 1 with 131. Like I said, you're going to see a lot of Mercedes and a lot of Mercedes, a lot of Red Bull back and forth going to be for the rest of the season. So there you go.
Yeah.
Don't be yawning on me, motherfucker.
I'm not even tired. Hell in a
We
Cell
all
happened.
died.
Hell in a Cell happened this past weekend, and
I
actually,
forgot it was even on at one point. I felt
Yeah.
so bad because I knew it was coming on. I forgot it was on.
yeah. It was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good. Couple of slow matches and stuff. I'm looking at Alexa Bliss and Shayna Baszler was probably the one that was like, yeah, but
Everybody's like, oh man, they gave her superpowers. I know, right?
Papa Shango, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know. It's like we never had a wrestler that had superpowers, Boogeyman. It's like we never had a wrestler that crossed the line of what's real and what is the supernatural, Undertaker. So it's like we never had this happen before. God, I hate people. They bitched about that. They're still bitching about that.
I mean,
man.
it's like I think it's one of those. Alexa Bliss is doing her best with the fucking character and what you can do, and you got to give it to Shayna for fucking working with it, and in a weird way it worked.
I guess.
In a weird way, it was still a weak match.
So I can't really say. It's just, I was like,
Oh, it was a
hey,
weak
man,
match.
what's
Don't
going
get
on?
it twisted. Don't get it twisted.
Yes,
It was a very weak match. I ain't even sit there and add. Oh no, it was like it was done.
Stories.
It was done. It was a 7-minute match. It was the only one that was actually a short match. Natalia, the pre-show match, Natalia and Mandy Rose, that was actually really good. That was actually pretty good. I think a lot.
Mhm.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, that one was actually pretty good. Which, funny enough, everybody felt that should have been in the pay-per-view instead of Bliss and Shayna, which that's fair.
Everybody.
That's fair.
That's fair, I guess, man. I didn't get to see Seth and Cesaro. I wish I seen that.
But Bianca and Bailey was fucking hilarious because at one point, Bailey, you know how she's always been trying to do the double kendo thing to break it on somebody's back, right? And Michael Cole was like, and there goes Bailey doing her double kendo. And you hear Bailey like, shut up, Mike. The audience knows already. That shit had me rolling, man. But yeah, that match is actually really good. I loved it.
The one match I seen, I caught it like I said, I caught the end of the Alexa Bliss one, but I saw Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn beat the living shit out of each other.
They beat the shit out of each other, and it still does not get old.
And it felt like here's the funny thing: they've been doing that for a whole solid goddamn decade, just beating
Indies,
the living
NXT,
shit,
now
just beating the crap out of each other. And this was another example, another one where Sammy got over on this one, man. But he looked like he really kind of crushed Kevin's shit at the end. Like I knew that was all fake, but at the end, real talk, it was like Kevin looked like he was like, that was good, bro. That was good. Like you hurt? Yeah, nah, I'm all right, man.
I think there's going to be a point where the next time they fight, it's going to be a championship on the line, and I think that's
or something, man. It's going to look like there's going to be something on. You're right.
Yeah, it's like I said, you would think something like this would get old, and yeah, I think because of the way WWE has spaced out whenever they fight each other, it just works. They don't make it it's a once a year kind of thing, kind of like the groundhog, where it's like, oh yeah, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn fighting. All right.
No, and on top of that, they're best friends, man. They're best friends, so they're gonna beat the crap out of each other successfully. You know what I mean? They're gonna make it look good and all that.
Convincing, it is beating the shit out of each other.
The match that went on way too long to me.
Charlotte and Rhea.
Oh, it went on too long. It was only 14 minutes, but it felt like it went on an extra 3 minutes. That DQ was dumb as shit, you know?
Dude, it was just like, of course, Rhea is going to maintain. I think everybody is scared that this means that like Alexa is going to somehow fight Rhea and win. And I was like,
here's the thing. I gotta let people be people because I get the anxiety of your favorite losing or your favorite not getting or whatever.
Or Charlotte winning for like the 50 bajillionth time and shit. And it's like,
I mean, here's the thing with Charlotte winning. Y'all gonna have to get used to that because I don't think she retiring in the next 7-8 years. So y'all gonna have to get used to that.
But there's also the theory that they did that because they're waiting for Becky Lynch to come back at live shows at what's the next pay-per-view?
I think
Money in the Bank. Yeah, Money in the Bank. Yeah, Money in the Bank is the one.
If anything, I think there's a lot of talk about the build up towards SummerSlam, and I still don't know what's going on now with that. There's a lot of talk about not just John Cena coming back, but Lesnar too. So they really want to make it a big one. And here's the thing: I plan for them to make it a big one. I hope all of these scenarios that they're saying at WWE are looking at as fake. Yeah, I look at the dirt sheets every now and then just to see what the fuck they're talking about.
Mhm.
And the one I see is I seen was Roman versus John, which is
All right. I mean, it could work
no,
with
no,
the tribal chief and new John Cena, I
that's
guess. I
so
don't know.
stupid, man. I don't think that will work, but
Unless you're
whatever.
playing, I mean, unless you're playing off the last time they fought each other, where John was, when John was basically telling Roman, "Hey, dog, I'm here because you can't do your job." That shit. That's the only thing I could think they could play off of. That's about it.
It seems stupid.
So
You say stupid. That seems like it's really dumb to go back to that unless you're really going to unless John's going to be here every single week to
mhm.
really make it work. There's no point of that doing that. Um, but see, that's why I don't like it. And the other one I heard about that they want to do is the one that everybody does want, which is Brock versus Bobby. People really do want that.
That could work.
The scenario I'm also hearing is that Brock is going to fight somebody totally different, or he's going to see Roman, which to me is stupid for one main reason. Number one, it's not WrestleMania. I do that for Mania.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that for SummerSlam, but there's no build to it. There's no build to it
He
at
just
this
jumps
point.
in and is like, "I'm Brock."
And I'm like, yeah, that's just gonna make you. That's just gonna set up Brock not getting a belt. And
Yeah.
also, I need Paul Heyman to say, "Well, I speak for both, and as much as I would love to see it, the tribal chief knows it's not in his best interest to do so." But this is how you sell them, though, Chris. But if Brock Lesnar wants the Universal Championship,
Just walks away.
that's how you sell it.
Just walks away, and you get Roman.
Because you got to think about it. The whole character that he has set up for Roman is that Roman is a man of few words. I say what I mean. I only move when I talk to not only me, not only does he talk to Paul Heyman, I talk to my family. I make sure as a chief, I'm gonna listen to all this and I'm gonna move. He set it up to make him like a real fucking chief. Like, no, this is a family move. I'm not doing that. But at the same time, the flip side, the thing that Paul Heyman has done successfully, he has successfully made people think that Brock Lesnar is a fucking dickhead.
It works.
It works because his whole gimmick is that the reason why he did that to Undertaker was he went into business for himself. If Brock wanted to, who's going to stop him? It's Vince. He's always made it up there like Brock does what Brock wants to do. And as the advocate, I'm gonna let you know that's his already. So in the case of both worlds clashing, Paul needs to be the one to not only make that disperse very peacefully, but also set up to the point of, oh, if they want to fight, it can happen.
Just need him to walk away.
All I need is for the tribal chief to say yes. But I also know Mr. Lesnar, if he's going to take it from Roman, then he's going to take it from Roman. And that's how you set that up, man. It sells its own self, man. It sells.
Paul Heyman to slowly walk away, and we just see Roman and Brock just staring at each other like, so
of course,
what are we going to do?
Of course. And to me, you have them both, gorilla breathe at each other for a minute. And the question is, what do? Do you fade it out? Hell yeah, you fade it out. Because I don't want neither man to look small in this. I don't need Brock to go, nah, and turn off. No. I don't need Roman to go, nah, and turn off. No. I need both of them just to look at each other, breathing hard and all the rest of that. Fade to commercial or fade to the end of the show. Whatever you do not have them on camera, walk away, turn away, any of that. So, like I said, it's easy to set that shit up, man. But at this quickly at SummerSlam, no, that makes no sense to me, man.
Now, recently, Eva Marie is back in WWE, and she's doing a thing where basically she has Piper Niven wrestling.
Yeah, and she called her Dewdrop, and I thought, oh man, she's about to get, everybody thinks she's getting buried. Oh man, and then I saw the match that happened this past Monday, and I was like, oh, so Piper's not liking none of this.
Thank you.
So Eva, so Eva Marie's is going to get beat up the entire.
Exactly.
So her whole gimmick is her, and you know what? Because I know what somebody gonna say, since you had to give up a roster spot, you had to get rid of Ruby Riot for her. Here's the thing: Ruby didn't get no. The reason why Eva got here over like we didn't make a spot for Eva. She was over here already. It's not our. It's like put it this way. They pay Ruby too much. I just think they paid Ruby too much money. And when it came up to that contract, he got nothing set up for this effort. Oh, damn, Ruby.
I think that's probably why Ruby. You know what?
Yeah, man. Vince said no, bruh. I'm sorry, baby.
Pretty sure. I mean, I think that's probably also why. What's his face? What's his face that left? They got taken.
Alistair.
Yeah, Alistair. I'm pretty sure all of them that left. Even granted, I know their real feelings is like, hey, I had a fun time here. I'm moving on and stuff. At the same time, they saw that check and was like, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I think the one thing I did look up it was one of the dudes that does wrestling business on Twitter. He brought up the little stat of how much money is there to be made amongst just people who are content creators. Anyway, Chris, as you know this, it's only about an $80 million business. It doesn't make a lot of money. Yeah, but here's because we both know that. The people that are on top are the people that are on top. Everybody else, it gets
top 1%, and then everything else just trickles down.
It's not even trickle down. It's tricky because we know some guys that are as big as us that got a lot of money, and we know some guys that are big as us that. What do y'all got? You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, hell, look, one of our girls, Tiffany. One of our girls, Tiffany, she got a lot of subs and stuff, and they can't even get her to be a partner.
Yeah, and you got
6,000, and you can't get partner. And like that's crazy.
Some people who are, let's just be honest, Eris, they trash because they're popular enough. Boom. They get the money like that. So it's kind of funny. Like they were saying, like, and it wasn't trying to like down nobody, but it's like really when we see all these wrestlers doing all this side business stuff, is because there is money for them to make. And especially if you're a wrestler that always you have it better than half of the people that's already trying to be content creators. Mm-hmm. And that's why you see some wrestlers who are just going straight up to OnlyFans, which is weird to me, but whatever, man.
I mean,
whatever, man. Solo, who's a Solo Darling had me rolling with that. She got one. I'm like, of course she has an OnlyFans. But I'm thinking to myself, like, who's gonna pay? You be surprised to people who actually pay to see her stuff.
Tell you what. I saw the Charlotte leak nudes and stuff years ago. If Charlotte put out an OnlyFans, you know how many motherfuckers that would actually pay money for that? Charlotte Flair would make a killing.
I'm not a fan of what I saw either, and I'm thinking.
Well, I'm not a fan either.
Of course, she would make a killing.
Oh, she would make a killing.
She would make a killing
because there's a big fan base for it because it's Charlotte Flair.
As much as I'm still kind of against what happened with Zelina, but I got how she felt. I felt with her. I always felt like Zelina. I don't think you making that much money.
I think she was doing decent.
Look at this. After a year from you leaving this thing, you better be with AEW. You better be with somebody. I don't think people will stick around.
Her boy Alonzo was wow.
You want to get out?
Dondre is on fucking AEW now, so
Oh yeah, Andrade. Now I see Andrade. Andrade is on his fuck you tour of everything. Now here's the funny thing. I'm keeping my eye out on. Not him as a person, because I think him as a person is fine. Yeah. I want to know where's his character go, because because obviously Andrade is keeping not only because the one thing I notice about Andrade is that he keeps the core of his character wherever he goes. Even though La Sombra was not on WWE, he was still there, still clearly there. It's still the same person. The person that's in AEW now is El Igalo, that Andrade. It's still Andrade. That's still clearly WWE Andrade. He always like. So I want to know what's the shift in his character, because real talk, when you went to WWE, not only did you meet your wife, not only did you meet your wife, not only did you figure out how to speak English. But this is the main thing I think Andrade learned. He got a character in WWE. And I think one of the biggest things that he did not get in WWE, which is why I was fine with him leaving, is he didn't get to figure out what it is on his own. And once he figured that out, man, I think he'd be fine. Like Aleister Black, we know Tommy is fine. Tommy gonna be straight, man. Like at this point, man, I'm just waiting for him to come back in 6 years, man. So
it's
I'm ready for his tour. I want this dude to eat up when he out of WWE.
Because you got Andrade's there, Big Show is there now.
Yeah.
Mark Henry's there, which I was just like, all right.
There is talk about Aleister going over there, but I don't know how.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, but the reason one that it was Andrade and
Mark Henry. Yeah,
it was just like, oh my God, Mark Henry is here.
And Leo Rush was supposed to be over there, and he retired again for the 8th time. I don't know.
I don't believe him on the retirement.
I don't either, but apparently he's really, really hurt and he's tired of it. I don't know, man. I think he's tired of just getting beat up.
But also, Bobby Lashley as champion. Him and Drew had a fucking hell of a match,
beating each other up as usual. I knew that ending was going to come though. I knew that lame ass ending was going to come with just a roll up man or some shit. Like I knew that was going to come with because the second they had to open up the cage. Mm-hmm. And MVP got in that ring. I was like, MVP got in that ring and started getting beat up by Drew. I knew it was over.
But
I already knew it was over.
Flip side though, Xavier and Lashley had a great match on Monday night.
Yeah, I didn't get to see all of it. I heard.
Oh yeah, nice Xavier was talking cash shit in the promos and listening throughout the whole match. I'm laughing because Kofi's literally calling Lashley, "Hey Bob, how you doing?" Just calling him Bob the whole fucking time. Say, "Hey Bobo, how you doing in there?"
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know when it's gonna happen, Chris. I just have this feeling before we know it. Your winner and new champion, Kofi. I think Kofi's gonna be a champion again. We're gonna like, hey, Kofi got it back. I just have this feeling they're gonna give it to Kofi one more time.
They're anchored.
I think it's gonna be a month. It's gonna be a 1 month reign, but still.
I'm still with the joke that we had. He gets the belt, and all of a sudden, doom.
I do need for that to happen. Yeah, give me my first chance. And then Brock come out. But they're really smart this time, so they do all this stuff to beat up Brock right before the bell ring, and they got him. Ring the bell. He goes from Paradise caught. F3 1 F5 1 2 3. I need that. I need for New Day to wear out Brock before the fight starts, just for Kofi to run through a brick wall.
That's the one where it's like I couldn't even be mad at that because it's like, you know what, fuck it, I'll take that.
Boy, the crowd would die because you gotta think about it. Before that point, Brock is getting everybody's like, yo, they're gonna do it. And the second, and you get that final pop of Kofi going in the air for the F5. And like I said, I want Brock to throw it. I mean, like, yo, Brock, when you toss, I need you to toss Kofi, like ragdoll this Bama. I want Kofi to get up like, dude, you threw me too hard. I want
what you mean like when Roman threw fucking Rey Mysterio's kid out the fucking ring? I know it was a camera angle, but that shit was like,
Yo, that was a good camera. It was a good camera. It wasn't that bad of a throw, but it looked bad.
Yo, like he was in the air for a while. Like, god damn, this is like,
so because I don't watch wrestling like every week, everything catches me off. So right before they showed Bobby versus Drew, they showed what happened between Roman and Ray, right? And here's me. When was this? This was a feud. Yeah, duh.
But the shit on Friday night, I knew they did it on purpose because They was like, nah, we ain't doing this shit at the pay-per-view. Fuck it. Put it on SmackDown.
No. I had a feeling they were. I had a feeling they weren't
It's
going
like, nah,
to
put this shit on SmackDown. And it
Mm-mm.
was fucking hilarious because it's like, yeah, Ray got his shit there, but like I knew Roman was gonna throw his ass like a rag doll. When he threw that motherfucker, he did the same shit Kevin Nash did to Ray in WCW, threw his ass on the ring like a dart, just
Nah, the shit that was the shit that got me, man. Ray, he tossed Ray into that cage was like Ray was like, damn man, it's 97 all over again.
had flashbacks to Kevin Nash, like
hit that solid ass trailer.
Ray's just like, well, at least it ain't a trailer this time. It's just
you gotta think when Ray first got thrown into it, he had to be high or drunk or something. But at the same time, I think Ray hitting that trailer. He thought there was going to be some give, but it was like solid. Like,
I'm sure Kevin Nash whispered, "You all right, man?"
No. This is old school Kevin. He's all right. Nah, he's fine. He's fine. All those messing guys are fine. Like I loved borderline racist Kevin Nash. Boy, he used to like all those Mexican jumping beans. All of them.
Somebody made a good.
All those banana farmers, man. Like, yo, Kevin.
But somebody made a good point, right? It's like for all of what people I think somebody was like trying to take the piss out of Mexican wrestlers compared to like, the flippy flopper wrestlers. And then somebody was like correcting them, like, but hold on, dude. Those Mexican wrestlers last a long time versus the flip floppy wrestlers. Gee, I wonder why. Because we sit there and talk about the high flying Mexican wrestlers, but at the same time, they kind of sort of can take care of themselves to where
some of them can, because most of the crap they do is nothing but gymnastics anyway. Yeah. It's just circus shit falling properly. Yeah. That's like seeing Sammo. When you see Sammo Hung get in any movie,
so how does Fat Man doing flips?
It's just
gymnastics.
Gymnastics and knowing where to roll. Knowing how to roll properly. The only thing about the flip floppy, the flippity floppity wrestlers are going to be the flippity floppity wrestlers no matter what.
I ain't knocking it, but it was kind of funny how somebody corrected them. Like,
speaking of which, I feel like people owe me money because Ricochet won his way to the Money in the Bank match. It's like this. I was like, ooh, I told you that nigga was doing.
He was due for. Put it this way, I think Ricochet needed some time to kind of like soul searching, and it's like, all right, Ricochet, you're in the Money in the Bank match.
It also makes me feel every time I see a guy does that, like, did you get your girlfriend pregnant or did she have a baby? Which one?
Did you need more money? All right.
Was you holding out? Was it that time where you actually told Vince that you needed a break and he waited at the most inopportune time? Take it 3 weeks.
Hey, look. It's funny enough that like Black wrestler Twitter was like going in on Ricochet's girl because she pulled a Karen online when it came to the vaccines, and I know Ricochet had to be face palming like, oh God, why?
Wait, she anti-vax?
Not quite, but she was feeling some way about wearing masks, so you take it for what it is there.
Right,
so,
whatever. All right.
Yeah, so Ricochet is just like, oh God, Susan,
look, man, Ricochet. Look, and I hate to be that person. Seeing how his last girl was Tessa Blanchard, he likes his white girls a little bit.
Yeah, one of the black chicks on Twitter said the same thing. You said like Ricochet got a type, so
he got type. You know what I'm saying? There's that borderline of POS.
It's like Ricochet gonna have to catch this slander and just deal with that at this point. So it's like, yeah,
whatever, man. But yeah.
Good for him. Good for him. But now the finals is like apparently there's a 3-way between AJ and was it AJ, Orton and Drew.
Yeah.
And I was like, somebody was like, so nobody else gets a chance? Like, all right, guys.
It's kind of weird like how Drew is kind of floating. I don't know. It feels like somebody's telling them that he's still too popular not to take off television. You know what I mean? I don't know, man.
Also, we need more Professor X Miz. I need that in my life.
You need to stop, man. Him and that wheelchair running away from Oh, Matt Riddle was the stupidest thing I ever seen in my life. Get away from me!
And yet it's funny. It's like Miz, for some reason, it's like, I'm gonna fucking stay on TV, goddammit. You're not gonna take me away from this.
I do think, like I said, I will. Like, it's one of the one things that I get how people how cynical we all get, but I feel like WWE's creativity, at least amongst the wrestlers during this whole COVID process, has been kind of special. It's been kind of
What's her
special.
faces? What's her faces? It has a superhero theme now.
Nikki
Cross, and it's like
and everybody's tripping like, oh, this is stupid.
Until she admitted it was her idea, and Vince was fine with it.
You gotta think about it. You gotta really think about it. This is dumb. Man, make her do that, man. It ruined Nikki Cross. I don't ever believe it. But it was my idea.
Yo, and they flipped so quick. Oh, it was great. It was genius. And I'm like, but just 2 seconds ago, y'all said fuck Vince.
I like how Killian Dane said that. It's like, so and y'all waited until she told Killian said, yeah, she made it up. Yes, she made it up. That was not forced upon her. This is one of those things you guys make up like usual. And the best part about it was everybody is still going on it, right? Yeah. Everybody at this point now is saying this. So fuck the hurricane, right?
Thank you.
I'm sorry. You know what would have got a pop during Royal Rumble last year? Right there. Stand back. The whole crowd would have lost it. There's a hurricane coming through.
Somebody said they don't get Nikki Cross and fucking Molly Holly in something together. It's like you're somebody up.
Yeah, and some black girl said that. I'm gonna need y'all to put some respect on the mighty Molly's name. Like y'all over here, like, she's a superhero. This is stupid. You're Molly watching wrestling.
Thank you.
You know how many superhero gimmicks we had rolled through here before?
And it somehow worked.
Some of them, yeah, crashed and burned, but some of them worked.
Dude, the Hurricane, look, to this day, Hurricane Helms, I love how he just said, fuck it, we're going to go superhero and you're going to goddamn like it.
My thing.
And The Rock put him over on that shit, too. I love that shit.
And the thing that gets me is that who came up with that? Was that just one of the writers that came up with that?
It might have been one of the writers that
I don't know if Shane had anything to do with it.
I think Shane was part of the process for it. So it was definitely like a collaboration.
I know one thing. The one thing he had to come up with was the wish. I think that was him. Whoosh. And then that had to be him. The fact that you hear the wind and all the rest. Yo, that's what kills me. Like, you're watching professional wrestling. Do you know how much goofy shit we have seen walk through these doors before? Yo, man. See, that's the thing. Everybody's on edge, man. You know what I mean? Everybody's on edge.
It's kind of like you just put yourself in the business where you just go with it. I think it was one other chick that came on Twitter. Who the fuck was it? She basically admitted to Vince, like, I'm boring. The fuck? Like, and everybody was like, I mean, that's cool, but you don't just go up to Vince and just tell him you're boring. Like, why would you do that? Like, what the hell? Like, but whatever, I
think the only time you say that is after you leave. Like, hey, Vince, you were right. You were boring. Yeah, that's why you're not here.
I told you. Not when you're on the payroll. It's like, come on, lady. Like,
I think when you're on the payroll, I think if you do that, because the one thing is so weird about WWE, at least from a fan's perspective, I have noticed that some shit that's supposed to get some of these motherfuckers fired, they get rewarded for it. So in a case like that, where it's like, Vince, I'm boring. Now we can use you. Sort of like that. You know what I mean? He has been broken. But you must go to NXT before you must.
Ooh, that's a good transition real quick. Samoa Joe as the enforcer for William Regal is the greatest shit ever, man. When he put Adam Cole in the choke in the Kimura, like, I lost that shit.
Here's the thing that gets me. First off, I liked how the report came out that Triple H was mad that Samoa Joe got released. I'm like, you probably goddamn right. I think when Triple H look at that list, Wait a minute, he didn't want to get resigned? You gave him the wrong contract, you sons of bitches. Yeah,
Get him on the phone.
Joe. Hold on. I forgot. I gotta do the Triple H voice now. I gotta do it correct now. And then I know
Yeah.
like you people made me sick. Hey Joe, yeah, let me tell you,
He did that. I saw an old interview that he did when it was when they were interviewing him for I think it was the Middle Eastern pay-per-view, and I think somebody was interviewing him about like his food plan. I have never heard so many uhs in my fucking life. Just like I got a carbo load and I was like, dear God, like edit this shit.
But if this was true, like I bet Triple H when he saw that, like that's some bullshit. Who said it? Who told me that he wasn't coming in? Like I think what it really, like I said, I think what it really was, they had to renegotiate it. And I think that's probably what happened. Triple H was just mad that we gotta give him something, man, because that's my boy. I gotta keep him in. And I do like the idea of he was supposed to be in there for GM, but he's gonna stay as GM. He's like, no, I need you. No, you're gonna be my enforcer. And I was like, well, Joe is like, Joe, how you gonna do that? How you really gonna do that? And at the end of the show, he rolls up on both these bammers, put this nigga in the cocaine clutch, then got the fucking gall to tell him, Mr. Regal wants to see you as soon as you get.
It's like when he gets up, tell him Mr. Regal wants to see you.
When that nigga wake up, tell him bring his ass in the office. That is some old school 1950 shit right there.
Dude, the shit that had me roll is when he got shoved and he just immediately took the jacket off. Nah, nigga, you ain't doing this shit to me.
Nah. See, I may not be able to go in the ring. It is kind of funny that and I'm wondering how me and DK are going to do it for on the show. Oh yeah, we finally made a name for it. It's called the Pipe Bomb Era.
Ooh,
and
nice.
yeah, and I wonder what we're gonna like. I don't know if we ever gonna have a show on just Samoa Joe or how we're gonna do it, but we got to mention how Joe has just really how he has evolved in these last 10 years too. So whatever, man. But yeah, man.
But that's it.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Shout out to Ben Wallace. There was I think he did an interview recently. Gray looks good on him. It does. Like he looks like a very distinguished gentleman now. Like it's crazy how people's looks when they get away from that look that you see them for. I mean, hell, I still got
Wallace like that.
Yeah, it's like I still got NBA 2K5 on my shelf on my PS2, and every time I look at that, and then I see Ben Wallace now, it's like he got shorter hair now, but it's gray. He got like the very neat beard now. It's like
I had to remind my dad because my dad forgot. I understand how my dad forgets some of this shit like this. We saw Jim Jackson, and I was telling my son like, "Why, hey, Dad? You remember when Jim Jackson came into the league? Like, nah, like barely. I'm like, no, remember he looked the same, but his skin was clearer, and he had a part right there." My dad just started laughing. Oh, like Jim, Mr. Action Jackson came in the league looking too cute. He was about to get all the bitches.
Oh, we didn't mention this. Coach K is retiring.
He's leaving.
He's leaving. He's retiring.
This is it.
Man,
this is going to be a weird season.
It's just as weird as when Gary Williams left to me. It's almost along those lines.
Gary Williams, I think when him leaving was like it was almost a bittersweet thing with him, but I think Gary was like just health wise.
Maryland was still okay because Maryland was still kind of
I think Gary
into the NCAA, but it was kind of bittersweet.
There was a whole lot of going on with the athletic department and all the rest of that. And
that was before they went
his health and
Big Ten and all that shit. Yeah.
And then his health was a big thing, a part of it. So yeah, I think with Coach K, I think it was just like,
I'm done.
The era's over. This is going to be his last one. That's why I said it's going to be interesting.
I'm pretty sure North Carolina.
Oh my God!
The whole state is probably.
I want to know what the Tar Heels are going to do for him.
I mean,
note what I said.
Devils.
No. What is the Tar Heels going to do for him? Coach K's last game, playing in North Carolina, playing against the Tar Heels. I tell you, this was going to happen at the end of that game. Everybody's going to be standing up clapping. I know that for a fact. But are they going to do a nod?
Pistons got the number 1 pick.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the draft picks. Yeah, I forgot about them, man.
Yeah. But Coach K, man, that like I said to me,
I know
it's like when Gary Williams leaving Maryland, that was a big deal in this area and stuff. But Coach K in North Carolina, that's like the whole state is just like
but you gotta also think that's nationwide, man. Mike Krzyzewski has put so many men into the NBA. It's going to be.
He coached the fucking Olympic basketball team that won.
He brought the Olympic team back to gold status, huh? So yeah, it's going to be ridiculous, man. I can't.
Gotta go back to the history.
I will tell you real quick. Because I just want to go ahead and end the show. But I'm gonna load up on us, and I might bring Corey in on it, nigga. We got to talk about these niggas using all this sticky tack. It's called sticky tack, Chris.
I didn't think you started ramping up again, though.
Because this is what happens. Usually it's pine tar or some type of sticky fluid. Sometimes what the guys do, they spray sunscreen on their arm. You probably see some people got a little light, you just dip a little bit on your hand. What happens is whatever the sticky tack they're using is making the ball spin a whole lot more, meaning that thing goes by you real quick. And sometimes that thing goes by you, rotates so quickly, it will hit the bat and still roll off and go into the catcher's glove. It's ridiculous. They're finding all this resin on balls at the end of every game. It was so bad that you saw a pitcher literally do this one time. He had the ball in his hand. He let his hand go, and you saw the ball stay right there in his palm. I was like,
so I got the thing up. So real quick, Pistons got number 1. Rockets number 2, Cavaliers number 3, Raptors 4, 5 Magic, Thunder 6, Warriors 7, Magic 8, Kings 9, Pelicans 10, Hornets 11, Spurs 12, Pacers 13, and Warriors again at 14.
Wow. I think we get our 15th pick because we was a spot. Yay!
I mean,
I
forgot the Warriors did do some picks and stuff in order to get that. I completely forgot about that. So that is going to be interesting.
They sucked the last couple of years too.
Look, at this point with all the teams, especially with the Wizards, I think everybody's going to be looking closely on what they're going to do in the offseason. So
yep. I think what you're seeing, a lot of these teams, we're seeing a shift in the NBA that's starting to happen. LeBron's little reign, I hate saying the reign of terror, but his era is coming to an end. Basically, all the millennials our age are about to retire. So we're about to see that's why we're about to see all the younger millennials step up. So it's going to be weird. Like right now, we're seeing all the 80s babies. They're like, all right, it's about that time, bro.
I feel
Bama's all the Bamas are 81. The Bamas are born in 81. Yeah, this is last year, bro. We can't take it.
I feel LeBron is due for one more though.
I think LeBron has 4 good years left in him, but I think he only.
I'm saying one championship. He's due for one more championship.
Oh yes, he is. I think, like I said, I think LeBron has 4 years left in him, but I think 2 of them are going to be just like him giving it his all. The last 2, if people think LeBron is soft and not playing, wait till his last 2 years in the league where he's going to be literally trotting on the
court. I take it a step further. I think once we finally get the next NBA season, when it's finally like everybody's 100% healthy and everything, it's definitely going to be different. Because hell, even in this playoffs, it's different because a lot of teams in the bubbles, they got fucked up. Like, dude, we ain't talking enough about how the fucking Heat just got swept.
You ain't you ain't lying, Chris. We ain't talking about how everybody got exposed, man. Everybody. Atlanta got it. Even Atlanta being where they at right now, even they got exposed to a little bit, man. The Bucks got exposed because everybody realized the Bucks ain't that good. So everybody got exposed in some certain ways. The players that was destroying folk last year ain't did shit this year. So it's going to be.
We'll see when the
full
be
another
season,
one this year too.
When we get a full season where everybody is healthy and stuff, and they're able to figure out load management and they keep their players healthy, that's going to be interesting.
Yep.
So
it definitely is, man.
But anyways, that is it for the sports show. I guess we'll see you after these East and West Coast Conference Finals and stuff.
Oh
and see
yeah,
what
we definitely
happens.
will. Definitely will, man.
So there'll be lots more news, and the Olympics might be in full swing.
I
Maybe.
forgot. I don't know when that starts. I don't know.
We'll see when that starts and stuff. That's going to be kind of interesting because I think the Olympics is going to be one of those blink and you miss, and it's like it's over. What?
It was only 5 days. Yeah, it was only 5 days this year.
Quick days too. But anyways, that is it. We'll catch you guys later. Peace out.
Peace.